I'm going to call this the 72nd monthly SWTOR live stream.
72nd annual monthly sort of live stream.
No idea how many of these we've ever done.
Because back in the day when we used to do the stream
Dream Team.
Yeah, I feel like there's more words in there. We did it more.
It's because it was Ben. He can get a lot more in with
true.
that accent.
That's true.
Than we do.
Anyway, welcome to the I guess the Fall Roadmap Q&A.
Yeah.
Live stream I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know who you are, who are you, Charles?
I'm Charles Boyd. I'm the creative director. And who are you?
I am Eric Musco. I am the community manager. I've seen already someone ask about our shirt.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Because it's blue, which I think probably sticks out because normally we're just wearing black shirts. Wearing blue shirts.
We're lucky that we work on a green screen here. I mean, an Eternal Throne.
Correct.
Here.
Correct.
Because this would have been a problem.
That would have been a problem, absolutely. I didn't even think of that. We probably should have tested that. Didn't even think of it. Okay.
We're doing it live.
So what we're going to do today, kind of the structure for it, really today is entirely just about answering questions.
Yeah.
If you haven't read the roadmap, which you can see on the screen over here, we're just kind of give you a really TLDR walkthrough of some of the stuff that's in the roadmap.
Yeah, but we're pretty much assuming most of you have already read it.
Yes. Highly recommend you go read the roadmap, or you're probably not going to understand some of the questions and stuff that comes up today. So kind of start percolating on what your questions might be. I've already seen a whole bunch of chat, but keep them coming. And we're going to run through the roadmap quick, and then after that, it's just all questions for the rest of the stream. There's nothing crazy, no new announcements or anything. All the announcements happened yesterday in the roadmap.
Well, we got one little...
Oh, true.
Little extra for the end.
I lied.
But that's about our Cantina. It's
Correct.
not a feature.
Correct. Not about gameplay.
Yeah.
But who knows? Depending on the questions that come up, I'm sure Charles will let some stuff slip anyway.
Something might slip.
And I've seen the question already, so I will ask it, or I will answer it. Is Keith going to be on the stream? So maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Keith, it's hard to get that man away from his desk, and he's working, so he'll probably troll in chat, as he does periodically. But I know he was working on some stuff, so he may try to slide in at some point later. And so we'll see.
Put us all to shame.
That's right.
Keith is the most charming of any of us, just if anyone was wondering.
As you might expect. Giveaways, we'll get back to this toward the end of the stream. I guess I could say, yes, there will be a giveaway.
There will be a giveaway.
There will be a giveaway. Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Let's dive right in
so
we can get to the questions. Yeah.
United Forces. The United Forces campaign kind of is the roadmap in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about kind of what United Forces means across basically it's basically describing what's happening from now through the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically about, like you can see in there, it's bringing the players together. We wanted to kind of airlift everyone from all the different servers they're on right now, put them onto 5 brand new ones. They can hold a lot more people. They should be much faster, should perform a lot better. And of course, bringing more people together in one place should make queues a lot more fun.
Yep.
Pop a little quicker, which is also why we did a little bit of group finder improvement, which we'll mention a little later.
Yep.
That's really the gist of it. I mean, right? Let's get everybody together. We've got some servers. This has been a topic that's come up since 5.0. Folks were looking for something like this, and so we wanted to build the best plan for that we could, and now we're ready to do it.
Yep, and it really kind of all centers around kind of what we've been saying since Cotet, when we first started talking about 5.0, is that we really wanted to refocus back onto multiplayer group repeatable content, and so getting everybody together, more people together, making improvements to things like Group Finder. As you'll see with Game Update 5.6, there's a lot of group content coming out, so there's kind of a lot of that. Okay, so you can see the schedule, just to give a super fast summary. October 10th is Game Update 5.5, which we'll talk about what's in these in a second. October 24th and November 8th are both maintenances for different reasons. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then November 28th is Game Update 5.6, Trader Among the Chase, which again, we'll get into those details in a second.
Whole lot of stuff happening.
Yep, so I'm going to scroll. You can see.
Scroll.
And I'm going to make it a little bigger in case you guys can't see it on the stream.
Look at that.
Okay.
All right. Does that cut off the... yeah, we're good.
Oh, I'm close.
Good. We'll keep scrolling later.
Yep.
First thing, we alluded to it a minute ago. We've got a Cantina coming up this week on Friday. It's at Stiz.
Holy crap, that is Friday already.
Yeah,
yes,
on a couple days.
On Friday. There will be some awesome swag there. Not saying that Charles and I are wearing it, but there will definitely be some awesome swag there. And we're going to announce who the special guest is at the end of the stream as well.
Yeah. And, of course, lots of us from the dev team. So come hang out, have some free drinks, chat with us, hit us up with your questions.
We're giving out one of the things that might be one of the coolest pieces of swags we've given out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really good. It's not what we're wearing.
It's not even this.
No.
There's better.
Yeah, there is better stuff.
Yeah. Layers.
So we'll go into that later.
5.5. There's a whole bunch in here. We probably just kind of skim it, but, we're going to be doing a ton of improvements to Galactic Starfighter. for the first time in a little while, which is really exciting. Unassembled components are going to drop off of master modes. IOCAP daily area improvements. Let's see, what else do we get in here? Class changes, cartel market, and of course under the hood stuff for United Forces. That's really one of the key parts of all of these updates, is kind of making that work. We wanted to kind of release sort of the under the hood stuff in a staged way, so that we could hopefully keep the maintenances themselves on the shorter side, or at least as short as possible.
Yep. All right, so then we have the two maintenances that we kind of talked about, which is on October 24th and November 8th. October 24th is when we're doing, Charles alluded to like a lot of hardware stuff that's going to be happening to kind of get all this stuff in place. That's October 24th. So no patch or anything, but you guys should definitely expect it'll probably be a long downtime that day. We don't know exactly the time yet, but we'll get you that information as soon as we have it. But it'll be longer than 4 hours, but it's not going to be like 2 weeks. Someone thought we said 2 weeks. I was like, no,
that wouldn't be good.
No, it's less. No, nothing like that.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
Yep. And then November 8th is something similar. There might not actually be a patch for you to download that day, but there's going to be a lot of server side stuff that we need to do to get set up.
Yeah.
Again, probably a long downtime. That's when the actual us airlifting you from your servers and putting on in your new homes will be. Mm-hmm. That will all happen on the 8th.
Yeah.
And then coming off of all of this is, content-wise, one of the bigger game updates we've ever done.
Yeah, it's got to be our biggest of the year.
For sure.
Certainly in terms of breadth.
For sure.
There's so many different things in
Yep.
there.
Yep. There's a lot in it. So you want to walk through some of the things that are coming?
So, the name of the update kind of gives away a little bit of it. A Traitor Among the Chiss. This is going to be kind of the next step in the storyline, dealing with Theron Sean and other elements. I won't get too spoilery, but coming off of Umbara. So that's a new flashpoint. It's set on a planet called Capero, which is found in the Chiss Ascendancy. Also ties into our special announcement here at the end of the stream, and our T-shirts for those of you who can read Aurebesh.
Oh yeah, I guess we should. Can anyone read? If someone who can read Aurebesh, there's the shirt.
Yeah.
See if you can translate it while I'm.
On top of that, we'll have Nahut. That's our third op boss encounter in the Gods from the Machine operation. We've got a new PvP map, and we are shooting for that to be a war zone. The notion is for it to be on the Alderaan rule set, but in a new setting, and for it to be cross-faction, so mixed teams from either faction will be able to play it. New Galactic Starfighter Team Deathmatch map. It's in orbit around Iocath. This one's really gorgeous. It's going to be very cool. Hey, someone can translate it.
Theo should have known.
Good job, Theo.
Well done.
Group Finder revamp. I alluded to this a little bit earlier, but generally trying to make the queues work a little more in a more streamlined way. Having better bonuses for players who group, or rather who queue randomly. So the more random of a queue that you set up, the more the rewards you'll get.
Yep.
Class balance changes again, including some mainly on utilities this time. I know that's something a lot of folks have been looking for. Legacy-wide currencies.
Yep, something we've been talking about
for a long time.
It feels like all year at this point, but gonna come to fruition, and it is unassembled components and credits specifically that will be
in this update. We're still looking into some of the others to see the best way to do those. It's still in the docket, but for 5-6 credits and unassembled components.
Yep.
An upgraded disintegrate system. So now, rather than disintegrating items directly into command experience points, certain items, armor and weapons, I believe are the two particular ones, right? Gear. Will now disintegrate into unassembled components rather than directly into CXP.
Yep.
So you'll be able to, hopefully that'll help resolve some of the RNG issues, because if you're continuing to get things that you don't want, you can turn them into unassembled components and go buy the things you do want.
Yep, and something that Keith had put out an answer on and then clarified, I think, before we came in here, or if not, I'm going to scoop him if he hasn't posted it yet. Your command crates that you have now, any that you haven't opened by the time 5-6 comes out, you will be able to disintegrate them into unassembled components.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Reign of Temple is returning. Shocker, it's a storyline that deals with Chiss, and Temple has some history with them.
Yep.
I also saw it in chat. Someone asked if Aristocra Saganu might make a return. Yeah.
Huh.
That seems like a good bet.
It's
be a pretty cool guy.
It's pretty on the nose.
I'm not saying I saw him in the booth and he's an amazing actor, but he is.
There you go.
finally, the Special United Forces rewards. We're going to have some promotional stuff going on.
Which I think we have to tell them what those are, because I'm equally excited about both of them.
Yeah.
So you have Darth Hexed, which you get just for completing any 3 PvE or PvP activities. It's 3 of either or.
Yeah, so any mix.
Yep.
We'll do it.
And then what is it called? The Mini Mogul
NM1, I believe.
Yeah, it's a
mini pet.
Oh my god! It's like if you're familiar with Karaga, it's like his spider.
His mech that he drives
with the bell hat on it.
Oh yeah, you can't have Karaga without the hat.
Probably my favorite mini pet.
Yeah, I think there were only a couple of these in the game before now. This is going to be an extra special one.
Yep.
Just for those who come in and join us for this United Forces adventure over these next couple of months.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year we'll close out with
anniversary.
Yep. It'll be another year. Therefore another anniversary.
6 years in.
That's right.
Pretty crazy.
Life Day returns, and then into next year, the story will
continue. The end of this chapter will occur early next year.
Yep. And there's been a lot of questions about Master Mode bosses for God Turn the Machine. We'll be talking about that early next year and what the plans are for those. Upgraded and changed conquest system and some daily activity stuff. Really excited to talk to you guys about that stuff.
Yeah, once we're ready to get into more detail, that'll be really cool to share, because it's going to be really solid. We know conquest is one that causes some frustration from time to time.
It doesn't always have the best of days.
So we're really looking forward to revamping that for y'all.
Yep. Okay, so that's kind of the roadmap, as it were, if you've missed any of it. So
Y'all just let me know if you can see us and or hear us.
I know. We just got it back up and running. I think the
Anybody?
Yeah, I think so.
We're back? Theo says we're back. Hey.
Okay.
All right.
We're back.
Good deal.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know. Like I was saying this, but then I realized I muted the mic so you couldn't hear it anyway. I think the internet actually completely died in the room, which the timing was pretty impeccable.
Yes.
So.
Thank you so much for your patience.
Correct. Now that we're at the
it.
Q&A portion, again, feel free to throw your questions in the chat. We'll grab them and just answer them as we go.
No, we do not run the stream off of game servers, just for those of you wondering.
I feel like that hardware would be real solid if we did, but who knows? I see the joke. Don't worry, I see it. Okay, so the question that I saw is, can we explain the special augments that come from Capero?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to get into too much detail yet about the math and everything, but yeah, it's a next level up. You know, it's been a while since we upgraded all the augments. The goal is for that to be something you can pursue specifically by playing the Flashpoint, a special drop just from that, or rather probably something that you buy with Flashpoint currency. And of course, if you do harder difficulty modes, you'll get more currency, you'll get them faster than if you do easier ones.
Yep.
But ultimately, anyone should be able to eventually gain access to those.
And we do have I would say blog, but it'll probably be a forum post that's pretty elaborate explaining the changes that are coming to augments.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a bunch of stuff. It's not just the stuff that's coming in Capero. There may be some crafted stuff as well. So there's going to be some changes to augments in the future.
Yeah, this is just kind of the first wave.
Yep. One thing I will cut off at the pass because I saw it happening before. There's a bunch of you asking. I can't say asking because basically you've just been spamming bring back Furious. But I assume the question is, can we bring back the Furious rewards? This is something we've gotten questions on a lot about the ability to bring back old PvP rewards. And it's something we actually have quite a few ideas on ways that we may do it or that we've talked about doing it. Nothing to announce right now, but know that we're actively discussing how we could potentially do that in the future because we know there's some really good rewards there that people want access to. And no, it's not selling it. The goal would be to find out an in-game way to bring them back, such as maybe putting them on vendors and that kind of stuff. So nothing to announce, but just know we're actively talking about it. We definitely hear that you guys want those rewards back. So it's out there. Don't think but also so you can please not spam bring back Furious for the rest of the stream. Definitely there and something that we're talking about. So anyway, so again, feel free to please keep the questions coming. There's been a lot of questions that I've seen in general about how character names will work following the United Forces update. So first off, please read the FAQ. We talk a lot about everything in the FAQ. So if any questions, please make sure it's not already covered there because we really tried to make that as thorough as possible. We're not going to go into the exact rules on how names will work if there's a collision, simply because we want to make sure to protect people from someone else trying to game the system to try to steal their name. But the simple form is the higher level character and the more active that character has been, in general terms, is what will determine who gets the name if there's a collision. Now, I know that can mean a bunch of different things, and that's kind of by design, again, that we're not being super specific. But if you have a character that is at max level that you have played a lot, chances are you will keep that name.
Yeah.
And we also have looked in the rules that we've outlined. There aren't a whole ton of people across the entire game that are going to be impacted. And I'm sure that some of you will lose character names. It's entirely possible. But again, the goal is to try to make it as fair as possible for those that are playing it.
And as limited as possible.
And as limited as possible, correct. Yep. So is this a good chance to get rid of having unique names if you're moving across servers? So that's a very good question, and it's absolutely something we looked into, right? Especially where we have legacy names that are non-unique, guild names where we can have kind of like the server denominator afterwards. Simply put, we looked into it, and to do that would basically require us to refactor how all of that works from the ground up. And simply put, that just wasn't possible. We would have loved to have done it, but it's just not possible in the scope of what we were doing here. Let's see.
If the character is not a sub, but is still the most active.
If you are not a sub and you collide with someone who is, you will lose your name. Yeah. We felt it's important for the people who are actively subscribers that is a part of something that they get as a perk of being subscribers, that they get to keep their name. Yeah. So if your name is important to you and you're worried about it colliding with someone else, it's important that you would sub. Will you adjust respawn timers? So I saw a couple people have concerns about things like world bosses. I don't suspect that we would, because it's kind of by design that people are fighting over those. But on certain heroic missions and that type of stuff, we've been gathering a list of places where those might be problematic, and it's something we're looking at possibly addressing in the future. I don't know that would necessarily happen with 5.5 or 5.6. I don't want to make any promises around that, but it's definitely something that we're looking at. I know the answer to this question. If two legacies are combining and they're both level 50, which legacy name will be taken? So I think, I need to verify, I think that if both of them are level 50 and there's no depth, this would count for any level. They're both level 30, whatever. If they're the same level with same experience earned, then I think one is randomly chosen. I think.
Coin flip?
I think so.
Okay.
But I will verify.
We want Arcan Romance. You got it. Done. It's happening. I don't want to get into timing yet. We're balancing that with a lot of the companion returns, which I've also seen a lot of people asking about. Obviously, I think Arcan and a Romance with Arcan presents some new stuff that we really want to bring into the game and give players that option. But at the same time, we've got a whole bunch of characters that are still due to be returned as well, that people already have relationships with and want to see. So we want to try to prioritize that accordingly. We've also got stuff in the storyline, certain characters coming up who might come sooner or later. Andronicus, for example, the storyline we were talking about with him, something that might actually bring him back a little sooner than certain other characters. Regardless of relative interest, people like Kira and Scourge, who we've also got some story stuff for, definitely coming in the near future. Let me think. Should I just list them all?
Hey, I'm not going to stop you. I don't think he's going to come running in and
all right, I will tell you all the ones that we've done that have been written in recently.
Sure.
This is not in any kind of order or release date order or any promise of when they will come.
And this is my standard Eric Musco community manager. None of this is a guarantee that it will happen.
Yeah.
None of it is a guarantee of timing.
They are in progress.
Correct. But these are things that are actively being worked on inside the team.
We got Temple. That one's 5-6. We got Arkin with Romance. We've got Corso and Risha. We've got Akavi. We've got Mako. Vector. Who am I forgetting? Who did I just say? Kira, Scourge. I feel like I'm leaving someone out. There's a whole bunch. There was a dark side Jaisa. I don't have a light side one for you yet. I don't have any of these for you yet.
Right.
But, anyway, those are all the ones right off the top of my head that I can remember that we've got in progress as we speak.
Yep.
And hopefully coming in the next. Yep. It'll be past 5-6, obviously, or we would have announced them already.
Yep.
Don't want to get into too much detail because I don't know exactly when. Oh, Consular. You're right. Felix Arresto was in there. Before y'all start hitting me up on Twitter. Felix Arresto.
Yeah, and it is worth noting, too, that just because something wasn't named doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm literally going off the top of my head here.
Yeah, just because it was named doesn't mean it is happening, But these are the things that are currently in progress. Yeah. Anyway, so there's the
list.
There's the crazy list.
Yes.
The internet will enjoy that one for sure. Okay.
Another HK? Come on, y'all got so many HKs. You don't need another HK.
This is a good Strongholds question. It's something that I saw before, but this is where I will reiterate. Please read the FAQ because this is in the FAQ, but I will answer it because I know it's come up a lot. What will happen to Strongholds that you have that are decorated? So if you have, let's say, for example, you play on every East Coast server, and you have a decorated Coruscant on all 5 East Coast servers. Following United Forces, you will have 5 fully decorated Coruscants. We will not take the decorations away. We will not take the Coruscants away. They will all be there. The trick is that if you have a decoration that, let's say you only have 10 of, but you have all 10 placed in every stronghold, that means you have 50 placed decorations. You need to lift 41 of them before you can place any more. So we'll actually let you keep placed amounts over the cap, but you need to go under them before you can place new ones. So that's kind of how that works.
Oh, I saw Ashara. Ashara was also one of the ones that we have in progress.
There you go. One of the questions I saw earlier, I'm sorry, is RP players.
Yes.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure that we talked about this. So there's been a lot of great suggestions from the RP community and from players about things that we can do to kind of help preserve the RP community. So it gets a little complicated, right? Because if you remember a year ago, 2 years now, I don't remember the exact timing, but it was a while ago, we actually got rid of server types. Mm-hmm. So even today, there isn't technically an RP server. Same with PvE and PvP. But even at that point, there was already concerns about us kind of homogenizing, all the game types together. Mm-hmm. And so we have the different instance types for those other gameplays. So right now, we're exploring different options on things that we can try to do to try to preserve the ability for RP players to RP in a safe place that they create, that they control. We understand that's very important for you following United Forces. Yeah. So we don't have anything to announce or timing or anything like that. It's possible that it may not even happen in time for United Forces to happen, but know that it's something that's very much on our radar and something that we're looking into, trying to find a way to deal with as soon as we can.
Yeah, we've dug into a couple things already, and unfortunately they weren't going to make it for 5-6, so we're looking into other possibilities now.
Yep.
I'm sorry that's not a very reassuring answer, but really, truthfully, it's something we were just talking about this an hour ago with Keith.
Yep.
It's something we want to do and take seriously. So.
Yep. So one of the things because again I feel like it's just going to be spam and chat. Let's talk about the Hot Prospect for a second. So
the Hot Prospect has a long and storied history.
It sure does. I'm going to give you the short version of a fairly long story, but this is kind of, and I'm going to make this joke, but it's actually true, which is normally in a lot of cases as the community manager.
I'm gonna take my opportunity to get
Please do.
for this.
I am the messenger, right? So often I get shot as the messenger as part of my job. That's fine. In this case, it's actually literally my fault. So you can yell at me directly. This is actually my fault. So since the dawn of this game, there has always been a maintained list of potential server names. Whether from back at launch, if you guys remember, we had crazy things like the Fat Man, someone brought up earlier. We've always had a long-running list of potential server names, which is things that we could use if we ever changed servers or did something like what we're doing now. So when we were trying to get this list, so we could have all this work for it, I remembered it because back when I started here 6 years ago, I remembered the name Hot Prospect because I thought it was funny. It's a mining ship from KOTOR related to...
it's the comics.
Sorry, yes, from the comics, yeah.
Zane Carrick.
Yep,
his ship.
It was a ship that he had.
Ships.
Yep. And so for some reason the name stuck with me, and I just remembered it. And so by remembering that name, it allows us to find this file.
Really old file full of names.
So when we started looking at server names, it got surfaced through the team and everything, and everyone reviewed it on the list, and it's not my fault. I guess it is my fault. Hot Prospect bubbled to the top, and Hot Prospect is the current name. I know there's been people questioning because not just Hot Prospect, but there's been anytime you're going to a new server, you chose your original server for your name. And so when you're moving somewhere else, now you have to go to a new name. I know that there's going to be a lot of questions about, I don't like Tulak Horde, I don't want Darth Malgus to be my server name. Right now, we cannot change server names. The names that are there are locked in. There's a lot of work that has to happen behind the scenes to put these in place. So no, the ability to change the names is not there. Wanted to at least give you the understanding of where that came from. Also, to be fair, there was a theme, which was we have 3 KOTOR-related ships, and then we have 2 characters. One directly related to SWTOR, one not. So there was kind of a theme there.
But in the backstory.
Then it's the backstory. So again, my fault. You're welcome. And I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's a pretty fun name. Anyway, so other questions. How will transfers work after? Okay, so our plan right now, and I'm going to broaden this question beyond just server transfers. There's going to be impact after United Forces, right? It's possible that you may have to rename a character or something. So following United Forces, we don't have exact timing or pricing or anything, but we're looking at character names, guild names, legacy names, server transfers. We're looking at all those things to set them at a reduced price. It's not going to be free, but we're looking at putting the prices down so that people have the opportunity to move or change name or whatever if they don't like the place that they're in or any of those things. As with all things, give it a minute. It'll be a little bit it'll be a little bit after United Forces that we actually turn So timing-wise, as a note, October 24th, we're going to turn off character transfers. And then we will turn them back on probably a week later after United Forces. The date's not exactly locked. We need to do a lot of testing around that before we bring them back up. But transfers, we're not going to be limiting anything. I mean, transfers, you can go wherever you want. Also, by the way, I greatly appreciate all of you, the movement of not making it Hot Prospect and instead making it Kai Zyken. I want you to know I may have put Kai Zyken on the list,
That
too.
might have been pretty close to making it.
It might have been pretty close.
In the finals,
Which
so to speak.
also would have been my fault, just more obviously my fault. We'll be able to move your entire legacy at a discount. And where will the servers be located? So actually, we should probably get Keith to do something more information about some of the physical hardware-y complicated stuff for people that like that, about kind of like what we're doing with our data centers and that to kind of make all this happen. Because it is, obviously behind the scenes, there's a whole lot of complicated stuff going on to make all this happen. And you guys may be interested. Plus, I guess if you have ping concerns and that type of stuff. So.
I saw some mention about some passes going on for flashpoints or operations, as a result of class balance changes. Nothing new to announce on that yet. Now with the augments coming out, we want to see how that affects things overall before we make too many changes. But we are very aware of that as an issue and are already, putting together a couple different plans that we could do.
And not to be super coy, just to make that clear, which will be clear when we explain this a little bit later, the augments are of a higher item rating than the current augments. They are better than the current augments in the game. And we've talked about balance targets and all that stuff across the game. We are not changing balance targets reflective of these new augments. Right. So you will be capable of getting more powerful than even we've balanced against. So we want to see if that helps some of the situation across the game before we do anything crazy.
Right.
Will there be an open PTS for the new PvP map?
Probably not an open PTS.
Probably not. We did have a discussion today about it. I don't think it's a secret, although ironically it should be because there is a closed PTS. There is a closed PTS that we have pretty ongoing for the ops bosses that we've been releasing. And going from a closed PTS to an open PTS is not a simple thing, which is part of the hesitation in doing so. But it's definitely something. We literally had a meeting this morning to talk about this very topic, about what we intend to do around 5.6 and some of the content, such as Group Finder. Some of these things would be good to get on PTS. So right now it looks like, right now it looks like the answer is probably no, but not locked in stone. Something we're still discussing.
Yeah. I saw someone, Lord of the Betrayed, pitching Valron for Emperor. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be a cool thing to happen?
That would be. You better invite a bunch of actual PvPers to this closed PTS then. Here's what I can assure you. If on PTS, without naming anybody, of course, our goal is that as it relates to ops, we try to have a mix of casual and hardcore ops players. The same would be true for PvP. If we actually get to the point of testing, when we get to the point of testing it on PTS, we will certainly invite PvPers to make sure that they're getting testing and gets it. But it goes both ways. We want very good and very hardcore PvPers, and we also want more casual players. Everyone plays the game, so we want to make sure that accomplishes it.
Would we update the older war zones to be cross-faction or mixed faction groups like the others? It's something we would definitely like to do. It's kind of in the plans overall, but we don't have a specific kind of timeline for it. You can imagine we would need all new voiceover and a lot of stuff under the hood to happen to make that a thing. But it would certainly improve the experience overall. So it's something we're interested in doing.
Yep.
Long term.
Are you going to start policing servers taking action against win traders? So this is one of those tricky things. The second part of the question is a tricky thing, not the first part. We do a lot of policing of win traders, and we go after them pretty aggressively. The thing that's tricky is it's hard to see that happen palpably. Example, we reset someone's rating to 0 and give them a 24-hour suspension. You may only see them missing for a day, and then it seems like they're back to win trading again a day later. So it's kind of tricky for some of that to come across. But one thing that we hope is more beneficial following United Forces is that, simply put, there's just way more players in every pool. Win trading is a lot harder when the populations are a lot higher. So we're hoping that the instances of that happening goes down dramatically. But the best thing that I can say is please continue to report this stuff constantly. The reports that you give us, both in-game and out-of-game, are extremely helpful in finding who's doing these things and making sure that we find them. So, again, please make sure to point them out.
We can talk about the operation bosses. Saw some folks asking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, the answer's not a real exciting one. They take a while, and they're taking longer than we planned because we want them to be really awesome. I think, again, it's something that's kind of in the closed PTS, but I don't mind talking about it. The players in there are really interacting with our ops designers quite a bit. It's very in-depth, and so we're getting lots of really great feedback and trying to implement that and really polish these bosses as much as possible before releasing them. And unfortunately, that's a factor that takes time, and it's slowed down the overall process. We wanted to get them all out this calendar year. It hasn't happened, but we're still going to get them to you as fast as we can. We've got things pretty well scheduled out to get the rest of them to you, and I think they're going to be really, really awesome and worth the wait.
Yep.
So again, apologies. That was something that we really wanted to do, and I wish we could have hit that target, but I think the quality level speaks for itself.
Yep. Will we still be getting the double rewards event next week, or has that been pushed to November 8th? I think.
Yeah, it's still there.
I think it's still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing
we got one. I think we got one there, and I believe we have one in November as well. I don't know if we announced that.
No, apologize for my coughing. Apologize for the coughing. I'm sick. The only thing that has changed that we announced previously, which I actually need to update, good reminder, is that the Conquest schedule's changed.
Yes.
So the Conquest schedule originally listed Conquest going straight through November. I'm going to update that to reflect the fact that there were going to be 3 times of peace as we go into United Forces. So, Season 9 info. No new info currently on Season 9. That is my current Season 9 info.
Going to a planet you wouldn't expect to return to. Can I tell you a little more about that? No. We were coy for a reason.
It is a planet, and you wouldn't expect it.
We'll get through this next chapter of the story, and then I'll start giving out more details to that part.
What are the GSF changes in the road that are stated in the roadmap?
Oh man.
They're
extensive.
They are ship balance changes in every single possible sense of the word. I don't know if the full robust versions are there, but I remember when I was working with one of our designers earlier. I almost called him Brett. I can never say Brett's name. It was like 9 pages or something in Word. It was out of control. So there are very extensive changes coming to Starfighter in 5.5. They're pretty robust.
The new GSF map type, that's team deathmatch.
There you go. Are we getting more character slots with server merges? So we talked a little bit about this on the forums. I don't have anything specific to announce today, but there's kind of 2 parts of it, right? So one is the maximum characters you can have on a server ever, including if you bought slots, which is currently 52. And then there is, I've never bought any slots, but I'm a subscriber, I have 12. We're looking at both of those numbers as most likely both of them will change. Don't know what they will be yet. But we want to make sure that people have enough things to kind of, account for both of those.
I would love to talk about lag and ops, but people are being really rudely about how they're asking it. So maybe if someone asks it a little, we can talk a little bit about it.
That is a good way to
reward that sort of thing.
Good way to go.
What else we got? When am I going to allow PMs?
That's my fault.
Yeah.
Technically speaking. So one of the things that we have on the forums is unless someone is of an admin status on the forums, they actually can't receive PMs. We do it for 2 reasons. Main reason being to avoid bad things sometimes come through PMs, threats and that type of stuff, is to protect the dev team from having to deal with those.
Well, and mostly I wouldn't, I try to be as active as I can. I haven't been doing a great job lately, so I apologize for that. You can imagine if I were also trying to respond to PMs, I would be even worse.
Yep.
So I think it's best if I try to stay focused where I can.
Yep. Someone asked 60-man ops lag.
Hey,
so,
all right. So yes, we're very aware of that as a bug. We're really trying to look into, find a specific cause for it. So if you have any information at all about specific fights where it happens, specific circumstances where it happens, please send it to us. And if you've sent it before, send it again. Apologies. I know that's just asking for more info, but it's something we actually are actively trying to look into right now.
Yeah, and when we've gotten some really good information already. So thank you to those of you who've been sending that stuff in. But any information you get, feel free to send it to me in a PM or throw it in the bug report forum, and I can grab it.
You never know what might crack the case, so to speak. So anything you have that can help.
Yep. I saw a question and I forgot it. It scrolled too fast. Nope, that's not it. I don't remember. Okay, so while we kind of have people, because we're at 30 minutes. I guess we can go. I guess we can
go a little long.
We lost a little bit of time when the internet decided to close itself. What class balance are you looking to do going forward? The tweaks feel unfinished. So I think I'll start part of it, and then I'll let Charles kind of answer anything else. So the changes coming out of 5.5 finished the initial sweep of, here's where we see all the classes with balance targets, getting them to those balance targets. And I know that's where the rough part was, because some of those changes hit pretty hard. But now everyone is, from where we can see, very, very close, if not onto the balance targets that we have. So now going from here forward, it's, did we cut too deep in certain parts? Are there places or content that people can't do because of changes that were made? Right. We need to now account for that and make those changes.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it on the head there. It's, now that we've got them where we think they should be, let's see how that's actually behaving once they're all done.
Yep.
And if we need to make more changes, we'll make more changes.
Yep. Now I remember the other question someone asked. So someone said that on the website it states that one of the tunings is on sale, but then in the cartel market it's a different tuning that's on sale. I don't know. I will ask web and store people. One of them's wrong. My guess is the website's clearly wrong, because what's in game is what's in game. So, but I will talk to them about that to see what's going on there.
Seen eye color yellow. So we were talking a little bit about that actually on the bad feeling thing. I don't have any new news from then. It's still something we're looking into. In the way we thought it worked turned out to not be how it worked. So we're digging into alternative ways of implementing that.
Yep. Will you be increasing the cap for strongholds so we can have all of them active at the same time? Yes. In fact, in 5.5, there's a change planned that we're going to increase the cap to 10 maximum strongholds, meaning you can now unlock Umbara along with the other 6, all of them starting in 5.5. We're also making a slight change to how the conquest bonus percentage is calculated, in that it goes across all of your strongholds and does mathy things. You'll see it works the exact same way it does today, except it's across more strongholds. So you can technically get when you have more than, so let's say post United Forces, you have 15 strongholds for some reason. If they're all decorated to some percentage, it may still get you to the 150% bonus. So, yep, all good on that front. This is a very good question. So someone asks, the United Forces update will not affect things like what's in your stashes, your character name, unless there's a collision, legacy name, all that stuff. Will the same be true of character transfers? No. All of the rules that apply to character transfer are still true. What's happening behind the scenes technically between transfers and United Forces is completely different. So no, everything that happens with transfer stays the same. It's not like we built anything new for the way that United Forces will work. So one of the questions I've seen quite a bit is, are there any changes planned for escrow as it relates to legacy credits? And I don't know. I need to look into that. I'm not sure. That I'm honestly not sure about, but I will ask the team.
Choice to get back to your original factions, get away from the Eternal Alliance. I'm very aware of that desire. I will say no more.
There you go. Musco, there's something whistling in the background. Yeah, someone's standing behind the mic whistling. I don't know. There's no one here. I don't know. It might. Maybe
no one we can see.
Maybe the mic's picking up the PC. I don't know. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't know what would be whistling. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is it that time?
I think we might have a cameo here.
Or is it cameo time? Here, I'm gonna slide out.
We'll shuffle.
No, don't slide out.
Don't slide out. Come on in.
No, because you go in there.
Well, then I have to say hi.
Yeah, but that
So this is Bill. He's our newest
Hi,
team
Bill.
member, and we're really excited to have him. No.
Sitting on my phone. There we go. Hi, guys. It's Keith.
I can confirm this is actually Keith, and not an actor that we hired.
That's true. I wear my shirt. Some of you know me from the Cantinas, so I have a few minutes. I figured I'd stop by and say hi.
Yeah.
See, now's where...
I'm looking to see if I can read anything.
No, it's going too
scrolling
fast.
over, so-
Now's while you have like 2 minutes of Keith's time. If you have a Keith question, now is a good time for a Keith question.
See if Keith will reveal something that we didn't.
The answer is always yes to that.
I get them in trouble a lot, right? So, Papa Keith, Snave.
We may call him Papa Keith here in the office.
That's true. That's because my grandpa.
How many command level 300 tunes do you have now?
Let's see. I'm working on number 12.
Yeah.
12. 300 command rank. So I don't want to hear anybody whining that they can't get to 1, right?
Jesus.
Oh. Why no love for packs for cantinas? We love packs. Just hasn't timed out correctly
It's just
for
going
stuff we're
really
doing.
fast.
But I would
So I'm
love
not used
I
to
would
the
love an
license
excuse to go back.
right.
Yeah, I know they go quick.
Yeah,
they're
so-
talking a lot more now that you're here. Clearly, you're the main event. We should just skip straight to you from now on.
It's like, what is this? How do you stay on top of all the things that are going by, right?
Years of practice, Keith.
I guess so. Is there a question that you guys want me to answer that they haven't answered yet? Keith. All right.
Oh, Keith does not use def cheats to get to 300.
Oh, no. And I don't play at the office. I play at home.
Yeah, it's great. Like this is
Right.
not. He's not using our in-office playtime to
No.
sandbag. No, he's all into this.
I want you to help you fix the bugs in the game. Yeah, great. Awesome.
Yeah, you
Here's
can
the
imagine for someone who plays the game as much as Keith does, he's very familiar with a lot of the bugs in the game. So
I don't think there's a day we come into the office that Keith hasn't sent the team like 3 emails of things that people either sent him in PMs or that he experienced where he's like, hey, what about this thing?
Well, speaking of PMs, I get a lot of them. I
Yeah.
don't respond to a lot of them, but I pass them on to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So keep sending them. I may not directly respond to you, but just know that everybody sees them.
yeah, he literally reads every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any chance of adding a surge for the companion tab?
Yeah, that could work.
I guess if you have 50 companions,
Yeah.
it probably is.
Yeah, there are a lot in the game these days, and we keep bringing back more. Yeah, we'll look into that.
Somebody asked a question earlier, maybe I saw it scroll up, about what's the credit cap for the legacy bank. If I remember right, it's $100 billion, right? And that's U.S. dollars, not UK. Sorry, guys. Okay.
I think they have a better conversion rate.
Yeah, that would actually be, you'd be better off with a.
It may be 100 million, right? It's probably more like it.
No,
Right?
it's got to be more than 100 million.
Right.
That's not
Yeah.
a lot. That's not a lot of credits. Get out of here.
Well, who would need more than that, right? Yeah, but it's 100 something. It's probably a billion, right? We don't have. I know. I'm just kidding about dollars. Right?
Keith, what's your favorite activity in SWTOR?
Right now, it's the daily areas, guys, right? Right? Which goes off. Somebody asked me that question too.
Oh.
It actually turns off
Sorry.
next week.
Yeah.
Right? Goes back to normal. Yes, I have all the perks. I do all the stuff. But I love the fact that every quest is 2,600 or more. My favorite activity, I guess, in game is I love leveling. That's why I have 28 tunes. I have 18 of them that are level 65, and I have 13 that are level 70. Right, so I just like playing the game. Right, I do a lot of operations. I love PvP, especially on my healer, which is an operative healer or scoundrel, depending on which one I'm playing. But
Yeah.
that's probably what I play the most.
Nice.
Where's the war zone?
Where's the new war zone located? I'm probably going to save that detail for the Cantina, just for the folks who come out.
Side note, I kill Torian every time, and I save that. Right, just in case somebody wanted to know. Right.
But do you kill Koth?
Oh, good question.
I killed him twice. I didn't like the results. I kept him around.
2 out of 12 or whatever? Or
I'm
probably
unhappy
more
with
than
you,
that.
Keith.
But I did kill him, right? I just didn't kill him all the time. So, Scoundrel Healer, do you have any trouble with mercs? No. You should ask me more questions.
Why don't you tell them? Why don't you tell them that you're gonna hang out after chat?
Yep, I know about the 60-man ops, right? We're actually looking, I think Charles mentioned it earlier. We're trying to figure out exactly what causes it because there's lots of things. I saw people talking about the hero engine. That's not the cause. The cause is some particular way memory is being utilized that's causing it to lag out. But we haven't narrowed it down, but I know that the guys are looking at it.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them you'll be in chat?
Oh, yeah. And what time is it? Yeah, I got to run.
4:45.
So,
Yeah, we need to wind down because we still got
when
a
they
we still
wind
got a
down,
giveaway.
I will be in chat. I'll answer as many questions as I can, right? As honestly as I can, right? For the next 45 minutes afterwards, because then I got another meeting. So I'm going to head out, and then I'll come back in about 10 minutes on chat, and then just be around. So if you guys want to hang out and ask me a bunch of questions, I'll be willing to answer those. All right. Thanks. See you.
Cool.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Should we do a giveaway?
Yeah. Do you want to do?
Oh, actually, I guess we should start by let's talk about the Cantina a little more.
Yeah, okay. So the Cantina is going to be, for those that don't know, it's going to be, which by the way, can I just point out, I love that Keith threw out like a learn to play while he was in here with the amount of characters he has at 300 command rank. I love that guy. He kills me. Okay. So the Cantina is going to be on Friday from 7 to 10 at Stitch. If you've come to any New York Cantina we've ever done but one, it's always been at Stitch. It's like 2 blocks from the Javits Center or something. It's really close to where New York is. You don't need a ComCom pass or anything. Doesn't matter. It is a bar, so you either need to be over 21 or with an accompanying adult if you're not 21. And we're going to be giving away... So let me run through the list of stuff we're giving away. We're giving away this shirt, which I guess we should talk about what the shirt is.
Yeah.
So the shirt says...
Shit's Ascendancy.
Yep, and that's what the logo is.
That's their logo.
Yep, that's what's on it. Not only that, we're also going to give out while supplies last, because I have too many boxes in my storage closet. So I sent the last 2 Cantinas. We also did shirts. We did a 5-year anniversary shirt and a large Split Faction logo shirt that has all the advanced class icons. We're giving away both of those shirts as well. So everyone who comes will get 3 shirts. And then we have probably my favorite thing. I should have gotten an image of it, but I guess it's better that I don't because then it'll be a surprise.
Yeah.
We made one of the awesome guys on the team made a poster, which, well, how would you describe it? Almost like a...
It's almost like an old propaganda or like, buy war bonds type poster
it's
from,
like
from World War II.
Yeah, vacation getaway to Capero type poster.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool. So we're giving a poster to everybody that comes. the Cantina mount, which those some of you already guessed the code, which good, but you'll also get cartel coins as part of that as well. So all that's happening. We'll be there, me, Charles, Keith, and then like 5 or 6 other people from the team.
Yeah, I think we'll have like 9 or 10.
9 in total.
Dev team. Plus our special guest.
Our special guest.
So we were doing a storyline featuring the Chiss, and we thought who better to reach out to talk about Chiss than Timothy Zahn, who many of you may recognize as the author of the Thrawn trilogy, the creator of the Chiss, of Grand Admiral Thrawn. So we reached out to him. He was actually story consultant. He was involved in the storyline for this update. We'll get into more detail on that at the Cantina. But super awesome to have him coming to the Cantina in person, where he'll be able to answer some questions about the game, about the update, and about his own various writings, and effectively defining a generation of Star Wars for us fans. So super excited to have him there. It's going to be really cool.
Yep. So if you know who Timothy Zahn is, or now you know who Timothy Zahn is,
Yeah.
Definitely if you're in New York or anywhere in the area, especially if you've never been to a Cantina, I'm not just saying this because I work here and I run them, but genuinely highly recommend them. I think a lot of people don't know what to expect for Cantinas, but it's basically just come hang out in a room full of hundreds of other SWTOR fans and Star Wars fans and drink and eat for free.
Just chill out. It's
and
fun.
chill out and ask us questions. Most of us curse because we're not on a stream. God knows what Keith's going to say while we're there. Definitely ask him any question you have.
Yeah.
Because who knows. So it'll be good. It'll be Wild West. It'll be great. So as part of that, we thought, what better giveaway for the stream than to give out one of these shirts?
Yeah. Not literally one of these shirts, but
Correct.
a shirt of the same style as this shirt.
Correct, yes.
You don't want the one right off our
I
backs.
don't think so.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away only one, but one of you who unfortunately may not be able to make the physical event in New York, you'll be able to win one of these shirts as well. So we just need a giveaway word. Giveaway word.
I think Chiss.
Chiss seems fitting.
Chiss.
Chiss seems fitting. So feel free to type the word Chiss into chat, and Charles and I will select a winner
At random.
and then afterwards you just need to reach out to the SWTOR Twitch account, and we'll get your address, and we'll get you that shirt. And hopefully, just for your sake, you're not in like a far off like European or Asian country, because sometimes shipping shirts is a real pain because it gets lost in customs. But we will get it to you. I've seriously had to ship shirts to people sometimes like 4 times for them to get the shirt. But
It will happen.
I will get it to
It
you.
will happen. Lots of people want a shirt.
That is factual. I appreciate the people that are making puns out of it as well. always a good way to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun event.
Yep.
Hope folks come out.
Yep. It'll be good. It'll be
I
fun.
might be dressed up as a Jedi.
Oh.
Let's see how the packing goes.
Would you say you will be in Jedi robes?
Traditional.
Traditional Jedi robes.
It's pretty much the what do you call that set? Exiled Master. It's pretty much the Exiled Master set.
Yep. Okay. So it's been some time. All right, Charles.
Who's our random winner? I'm letting you pick.
You let me pick?
I'm letting you
All
pick.
right. Our random winner is Zockin. Zoccin. Zockin.
Want to type that in?
Zoccin.
You are the winner. Congrats.
It's probably going to get lost in the chat. Zoccin. You are. Can I tell you what I love about Twitch giveaways? I mean this deeply. Every time the winner is called, the immediate response is rigged, and I love it. I genuinely love it. It's one of my favorite parts. I feel like if we ever did a giveaway and someone didn't immediately say rigged,
We would
after-
assume it might be rigged.
I would be very questioning of what was going on. So anyway,
Awesome.
Zockin, you are the winner. Again, please send the official SWTOR Twitch account, the account you're literally sitting on right now, watching us. Just send us a private message and let me know your first, last name, and address, or just send me a message and I will send that information, what we need, back to you, and we can work on getting you one of the sweet Chiss Energy shirts.
Yeah.
Musco's second account. I promise you one thing I don't need is more shirts.
I feel confident Musco could get another shirt if he really wanted
I
one.
probably can. I did appreciate someone earlier was like, is Musco secretly Keith? We haven't seen them on camera at the same time together.
Can't rule it out.
I need to get it. One of my favorite pictures is from, was it London Celebration? in front of the green screen. Maybe it wasn't London. It was one of the cantinas, and we had a green screen. Oh, we'll have a green screen with photos and stuff there as well. And there's a picture of like the whole Star Wars team that's there. One random player, and Darren's in it. And for some reason, the theme. This was late at night. The theme was let's like all physically assault me. So like my face is like being dragged and everyone's like choking me. I'm like, what is going on? And Keith's in the back, just like this seems too fitting. So I could show you a picture with both of us in it at the same time, I suppose.
But it was on a green screen. It
That's true. It could have been shopped. That is true. Okay, so
Trust no one.
We're well over the 30 minutes
Yeah.
we intended, but that's okay.
Thank you all so much for tuning in and bringing all these cool questions and being a part of the game, part of the experience.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. If you have any continued questions, again, Keith's probably going to hang out and chat and answer questions, so feel free to do that. Also, again, any questions you have about any of this stuff, please feel free to post them on the forums. We'll make sure to get any answers out that we can. And keep this going, because I know as time goes on, new questions will come up. There'll be new things that you think of. Again, please always check the FAQ, because we really did try to address a lot there, but we want to make sure to get that. So Friday's the Cantina. We're looking forward to seeing all of you there who are going to come.
Yeah,
and,
it's going to be awesome.
That's it.
Cool.
All right, well, hey, thank everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks so much.
And enjoy the rest of your weeks. Bye.
See y'all later.